Are we live to camera? Good morning. Some breaking news. Tea inside the hotel room. Oh, so great. I put in the description on one of my recent videos, I think it was about the review at Ibis. I did bump into the manager and he said, was everything okay for your stay? And I mentioned about not having the kettle in the bedroom, and apparently according to him, maybe it's just his hotel that he manages, Ibis doesn't provide kettles by default in their guest rooms unless you ask for them. Anyway, that's past. Let's talk about now. Oh, this brew is quite warm, hot. I've touched on this before. You're thinking, why go on about it? Just get over it. I'm not over it. I mean, it doesn't affect me, so I don't have to get over it. I'm just sharing it because I think it's funny. Well, yeah, it's amusing. It's something to say. At least 3 times already during this trip, I have been mistaken as a gender identified as a woman, female, because of my hair. And I can attest to that because one time, the first time I went to visit the Netherlands, where I have relatives that live quite away from the actual city of Amsterdam. They're quite close to the border of Belgium, actually. And I just remember one time my uncle and aunt took me to, this is a very touristy thing to do, but they knew I'd never been to Netherlands before. I went on a boat. I think it was past some tulip, what would you call them? Tulip farms, where tulips grow, and where there's windmills. You know, these are the stereotypical things I think about when I think about the Netherlands: windmills and tulips and canals. And I must have been on the boat either with my aunt or uncle, and one of them was on the shore because the still photo was quite a distance away, so they must have been on the shore and the boat wasn't going very fast, and they took a shot, you know, of the boat passing with me and one of my relatives in there. When I've looked back at that photo since the first time I looked back on it, I was squinting my eyes going, who is that lady? Who's that auntie? And it was me. My hair was quite longer than it is now, if you can believe that. Darker in colour. As I've gotten older, I haven't bothered to dye my hair. I've never dyed my hair. No, one time, just out of a whim, I think I tried to put colour in my hair. Anyway, that didn't take, obviously. Not necessarily black. I think maybe a friend of mine at the time thought, how would I look as a blonde, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so if I can mistake myself as a woman by looking at a photo of myself, I was wondering who was that, and that was me. And it might have been a side-on shot or from behind, so I didn't quite see my face. And so far, I'm just going to share 3 anecdotal incidents where during this vacation I've been mistaken as a woman at least 3 times. Are you ready? So in no particular order, one time was in Dubai, the journey from Melbourne to Dubai, you know, where the plane gets refueled, I assume, or cleaned, even a new plane altogether. So we disembarked the plane we were on from Melbourne, and while we're in Dubai, they did one of those swabs of your bags, and they asked me to take off my shoes. While I was standing behind the person in front of me, the inspector said something like, madam or lady, but then they stopped, so they didn't finish what they were saying. I don't know, maybe I was staying too close, so they wanted to tell me something, but it wasn't important, so they just said, madam, lady, but stopped. So that was one time. And once that same inspector looked at my ID, my passport, which would identify me as male, I think it does, doesn't it? It says in the passport your gender. He didn't say anything, so it was one time. The latest time was last night. It was really sweet. As I was looking and getting to my room where I'm now. If you've never stayed at the Premier Inn Kensington, it has and I put in the thumbnail of the room tour video. it has a picture of an image of the hotel, which is connected on either side of the street by an enclosed walkway that's on the second floor, and you need to access that walkway to get to different levels, whichever side your room is in. I bumped into this older couple, a gentleman and a lady, and I overheard they were going to the 6th floor where I am too, and in the same wing of the hotel. The husband was, just by observation, not a judgment, he was a bit wobbly on his feet, and the wife was telling me, or sharing with me, that she seemed a little bit annoyed, but she took it kind of on the chin. She said when she rang reception, they wanted a lower floor room so that, the husband wouldn't have to not actually take stairs, but even taking the lift, why go any higher up when you have to and then cross a walkway to get to your room. If you had a room, as I was understanding it, maybe closer to street level, then it would be more accessible for them, or for him. So the wife said she rang reception, but they must have misunderstood because they were given a 6th floor room, same level as me. As I was, pulling my carry-on suitcase along in my little shoulder bag, I was standing behind them or letting them go ahead of me and saying, don't rush. And they were kind of gesturing for me to get ahead of them because they thought I, more nimble and younger. I mean, yes, I'm younger than them, but I wasn't in any hurry to get to my room as such. As we're approaching the entrance of the walkway that connects both sides of the hotel, the wife just reminded the husband in a kind of friendly way, "Oh, there's a lady behind you." It was me. I could have done that, but there was only the 3 of us at the time. This again was already close to midnight, so very late, and I couldn't see any other guests that we passed by. I just said thank you, and I spoke normally. I don't think I speak in a higher octave or anything like that. Not that it doesn't mean if you speak in a higher octave you're not a woman, or anyway. Basically, the level of your voice doesn't determine your gender. So I don't know about the husband, but she concluded that I was a woman, so I don't take offense to that. So anyway, as we reached our respective rooms, we were going in opposite directions. So once we reached a T intersection in the corridor, they went left and I went right. I said goodnight to them. Nice to meet you. They said likewise, and yeah, that's it. So if I encounter them again, I don't expect them to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we meant gentlemen." It could be an advantage. All the, I don't want to get into a whole deep, debate or topic, but the lines like, "Oh, ladies first," and that kind of thing, that's what I mean about an advantage. If I was in a queue or someone holding a door for me, which I would normally hold the door for them, whether they're a man or a woman, anyone, but if people mistake me for a woman, I'm thinking there could be advantages to that, just in terms of queuing and day-to-day stuff. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share for now. I'll just continue to drink this cup of brew. Generally speaking, broadly speaking, even in London, I find most outlets, whether it's a retail place or a museum, opens at 10 a.m. broadly speaking, obviously, unless it's a 7-Eleven or equivalent to a 24-hour outlet. Most other outlets, whether it's food or retail, open from 10, so it's definitely not 10 now. It's only 8:30. It's funny how I'm complaining about time when you're on holidays. Don't worry, I will go outside, do a couple of dry runs. I've got a couple of bookings coming up. As I was booking this vacation months ago, I failed to realise or be aware that this is Good Friday today, and therefore Easter Saturday, Easter Saturday, Easter Sunday, and Easter Monday coming up. So it may affect the opening hours of some places. The place I've booked in on Sunday, I will walk to just to make sure I know I can't miss it. It's on the main road, Earls Court Road. Yeah. which is the road where the Earl's Court station is, and where you'd walk this way towards the hotel. I'll show you what that is. Initially I was thinking I'd like you to see the places I'm going to as I record them, but I don't think there's any harm in telling you or giving you a little preview, a bit of a trailer sneak peek. So yeah, that's that one. Yeah, anyway. Gosh, can I paint off a wall? It's almost 11 minutes long, this video. Let's stop here before you doze off. I'll finish this off and let's hit the streets of London.